BES did not pay bestofindianacounty.com or participate in the creation of the contest or results tabulation of the voting.
Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. It is 8:47, and it's time now for another interview segment presented by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And it is our monthly visit with our friends from the Indiana County Veterans Providers Group. Joining us here in studio this morning is Matt Colian. Did I say that right?
It's close enough.
All right. I'm very sorry, Matt. All right. But Matt, thank you very much for joining us here on Indiana in the Morning. Now, let's talk about what you do for the Veterans Providers Group. I understand that this goes hand in hand with the Pennsylvania Career Link.
Right. So the Veterans Providers Group is a conglomerate of a bunch of different entities here in Indiana County and the surrounding counties that work together to basically make lives better and easier and more lucrative for veterans, so to speak. We do everything from helping them find jobs to helping them find or work to find employment. Sometimes it may be finding adequate housing or suitable housing, and sometimes it's making sure that they get to the right contacts that they need. Like I said, we have a huge array of resources and other individuals that we work with that we partner with and come together with in different times.
It's an amazing group of people to work to see in action to help people who really do need it, the people who deserve our thanks and deserve the help because they've given so much for our country. But your specific area is with employment.
Correct, yes. So I was hired at the PA Career Link in March of this year, so I'm going on about 6 months. So I'm finally starting to find my groove and kind of fall into place here.
Nice.
I like to think that it came natural to me, but like I said, the people that I work with, they really help me out a ton.
So talk about what Career Link can do to help out veterans.
So those who are unfamiliar with the Career Link, basically we are not the unemployment office. We are the opposite. We are the employment office. So we help individuals who come in that are maybe searching to find a new job or upgrade their career. We help people who are struggling writing resumes, filling out applications, who may be technologically inefficient, and different things such as that. So me and the career advisors, our job is to work with these individuals and help them to find jobs and training that is available to them.
So a lot of things a lot of things are open to veterans, especially through Career Link. I was taking a look at some of the things in the brochure that was sent over to us: a military translator skills assessment, career exploration, a lot of different resources that veterans can use over there.
Right. So my role specifically is to deal with not just veterans, but a special niche of veterans, and we call them, they're called disabled veterans, but it doesn't mean it can be a physical or emotional disability. It can be homelessness. We also cover Vietnam-era war veterans, individuals who are low income, who receive assistance, things like that. Mm-hmm. But those things like the military tool translator and everything like that, people get out of the military and they think they don't have any skills. Some jobs in the military, such as, forgive me for this, but the infantry, people in infantry think that they don't have a skill when they come out because there's not really a market for that in the private industry. But right. In reality, I mean, infantrymen obviously have an astute attention to detail. They obviously know how to work well with their hands. They work well under stress. And we try to work with them and find out what their interests are and put them into a career that is suitable for them.
So being able to take what they've learned in the military and then apply it into a real-world job, I don't want to call it real world, but that's the term that came up, but apply it into a job setting in civilian life, that is actually pretty impressive.
Right, and like I said, a lot of people don't understand that. Like, I have veterans come in and like, oh, well, I was a truck driver. Or, I was a carpenter, I was an electrician, things like, well, obviously those will translate. But, I drove through IED fields and things like that. And then you can say, well, trucking is not much different. Obviously, you have road hazards, and we all see the construction that goes on in Indiana County.
You're telling me.
So, obviously, there's a lot of hazards. So, but like I said, what we do is, and then we work with them to find out what they want to do, find appropriate and applicable training, help them build resume, help them with their job search, find out what labor market industry, what it looks like in the job hunt for them, and then eventually reach out to employers and let them know, like, hey, this guy is qualified, or this is one of our folks, he's come through. And that's more or less my counterpart. His name's Norm. He's the local Veterans Employment Representative. So I make them job ready. He puts them into the job.
Okay, so as part of making them job ready, there are educational opportunities as well. Maybe they didn't get the chance to get their high school equivalency or things along those lines. So from what I'm seeing in the brochure, you do offer a GED program, which is also important.
Right. Through our Title II services, we have programs where you can get your GED if you do not have it. A lot of folks that joined the military, I think it's like after 95 or so, a high school diploma or a GED was required at that point. But anyone hired prior to that, or anyone who enlisted prior to that, may not have had that. They may have been exempted from that. So they can come to the Career Link. They can get them signed up. They can get GED classes. And also, you give them help with computer resources. Absolutely, we have the CRCR Computer Resource Center. It's just basically a giant computer lab. And we can help them navigate the internet, different job search sites such as Indeed, our CareerLink website, Job Monster, things like that. Talk about the people that have come through here. You've obviously seen a lot of people, even in your 6 months that you've been on this job. Talk about the feeling you get whenever you see them finally saying, hey, thanks to you guys, I now have a job and I'm happy with it. Yeah, with you just saying that, like I got goosebumps on me because recently I was working with a veteran and they were disadvantaged for the time being. You know, they were coming out of school. They didn't have a job. They didn't have very much money. They came to the office and said, hey, I don't know what to do with this. What can you help me with? And got them actually into a truck driving school over at ICTC through our Title I staff. Title I being our Workforce Innovation Act, which means it helps dislocated workers. Those dislocated workers, like I said, we actually sent them over to ICTC. They got their CDL, and now they just informed me yesterday that they were hired by Coke. That's great. Yeah. That is great. I'm getting goosebumps. I know, and that's what I got to reach out to. I actually was able to reach out to the employer at Coke and say, hey, look, this is a good person coming through, you know, and please give them the benefit here. All right, excellent. So how can people avail themselves of the services of CareerLink? How can a veteran avail themselves of these services? So they can call into our office. They can send an email. They can walk in. Most times I deal with walk-ins as they come and as we see fit. There's a large slew of veterans that come through different times. Like right now I have a pretty high caseload for the area, for the market, but I'm able to always get you in. If I'm available, if I'm there, I'm going to see you. You know, I want to help you as best I can. All right, so just head over to the CareerLink offices, which are on Indian Springs Road, if I'm not mistaken. Correct, 300 Indian Springs Road, across from the Drive-In Theater. All right, excellent. And working with the Veterans Providers Group, and especially in that regard, what's it like working with that crew? Working with the Veterans Providers Group was pretty awesome. Coming into it, there's such a great core of people there, and Diane does an excellent job bringing in new ideas and new people, and working with the existing let's say agencies and other interested parties. Like I said, I've met some really great people, you know, Steve from MVO, obviously Al Locker from the VA, Diane herself is incredible, our folks over at the CBOC over here in Indiana. But like I said, the group is excellent. We had an individual seeking services. They were looking for housing a couple weeks ago, and the outpouring of love and emotion and like support for that individual, like we had an email chain going. It was like 40 emails back and forth. So it's amazing how much support Indiana County citizens will give to veterans. All they need to do is just say, hey, I need the assistance. And there's nothing really wrong with that. They can just reach out to the Veteran Providers Group and say, hey, I need a little bit of help. And the residents of Indiana County, your group, everybody comes right in on it. Yeah, absolutely. The Providers Group, like I said, is incredible in that aspect, because if I'm not the resource, like I still specifically with employment, I know who is, though. I mean, like I said, if I'm not the resource, I know who is. All right. Anybody wants to learn more about the Veteran Providers Group, maybe you can tell them how they can get in contact. They can reach out to me at the at the Career Link. They can reach out to Diane. But the best way to get a hold of us is by stopping in or calling. It's 724-471-7220. All right, excellent. And also the Facebook page as well. Correct. Yes, also. Our Facebook page is kind of being rebuilt, so look it out. There's a lot of good information for job seekers all around, not just veterans, but all parties involved. Excellent.
Well, we're just about out of time, but I did want to say thank you very much for coming in this morning for Indiana in the Morning. And Matt, all the best to you. I hope you have a lot more success stories like the one you told us this morning. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Matt joining us this morning from Indiana County Veterans Providers Group, representing CareerLink this morning here on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. Our interview is presented by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. We're coming up to the top of the hour here on Indiana in the Morning, and after the check of Fox News headlines, I'll be back with the latest from the WCCS newsroom. Jake Slobodnik with sports, and coming up in our next hour, it's our legal trifecta. We'll be talking 3 legal topics with Ken Belkin, an attorney expert with Fox News Radio. He'll be joining us at 9:45 this morning. It's all coming up this morning on Indiana in the Morning, 1 hour to go.
You can be part of the Renda Media digital team this fall sports season. Renda Media is seeking interested individuals to join our video stream production teams as camera operators.